Today we're going to make sure we're working on a fabric mat, and we're going to carefully roll our clay out flat. So if you notice, my hands are on the outside of this rolling pin, and I'm kind of using my wrist, moving my wrist back and forth to move my clay. I'm going to pick it up and peel the fabric off and flip it over and keep rolling. That helps the clay spread faster. You can rotate the mat around, but our goal is to get this clay big enough to fit one of the fish tracers at your table. So you get to choose which fish tracer you'd like. I'm almost there. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. An adult will come around and help you roll your clay out, but you just have to be patient. Next, one of the tools that looks like a pencil works really well for cutting. So I'm going to push hard, and I'm going to follow the outside shape of this fish. Once I have my fish outlined, I can peel that extra clay away. There's a couple of ways to peel that extra clay. You can slightly pick up your mat and peel this way. If that is not working and it's sticking, another choice is to flip this over entirely and peel the fabric off, kind of like you're peeling a sticker. That works pretty good. And I can take all those extra pieces off, and I'm going to put my fish back on my mat. Mine got a little bit cut around the lips, so I'm going to put that pattern back on there and just fix it a little bit. If that happens to you, you can problem solve it the same way too. Now, we have to add eyes for sure. So to do that, I'm going to use some of this extra fabric. You can use any of the tools you have in the tray at your table. I'm actually going to cut a nice circle. And I'm going to have one fish eye, because this is the side of the fish. We wouldn't see both eyes at the same time. Anytime we attach something in clay, we have to slip and score. That's the water and the toothbrush. And then we have to smear. So I'm going to make sure I'm pushing that eye on. If you want to take a tool and outline around the eye so it kind of looks like it's standing out more, you could do that. You can use the tools at your table to add more onto the eye. If we go back to the list, your fish has to have eyes, a mouth, fins, scales, textures. So we have an eye, we have a mouth. It has fins, scales, and textures. So eye, fins, mouth, scales, and textures. Let's see, I get to use some of the tools at my table. So if I want to gently roll, I could gently roll with the rolling pin. If you put something on your fish and you don't like it, you can gently smooth it out with a finger. It's like you're erasing. There are some really cool marker caps you could use as a texture. So already I have 2 textures, and I need to have 5. If you want to add more shapes onto your fish, like a fin, you can use the extra clay to add those things. But remember, anytime you add something, we need to use that toothbrush, and we need to push it on. And again, if you want it pushed and then you want to outline so it pops up and you can see it, you could do that. All right, I have a mouth, eyes, fin, and I need to keep adding more details. So feel free to use any of the tools at your table for those fun things. Sometimes kids say, why do you have popsicle sticks? Well, they make a cool texture. Why do you have forks? You could scratch with them. You could push with them this way. So already I have way more than 5 textures. When you are all done, you're going to raise your hand. A teacher's going to come around, and she's going to write your name on the back of the fish, and then you're going to carry it to the back counter to dry. I'm going to put the year on here in case we need an extra one for a friend. when you're done, all your extra clay is going to go to the store counter, and you'll need to put your tools back on the tray at your table.